Right. All right. So we have a very recent development in the world of cloud analytics, I would say. So Databricks yesterday announced that they are getting into better integrations with AWS and you know strengthen the so-called partnership. However, it's interesting to understand is that Microsoft Azure and Databricks got into a partnership around in 2017. That's when uh, basically Azure was supposed to leverage the Databricks functionality for the unified analytics platform, and they have been uh, supporting the end-to-end analytics architecture predominantly using Databricks, right? So uh, if you see here, this is an extract from that partnership. It says that Azure Databricks will leverage the core functionality of Databricks Unified Analytics Platform, something that is unified, something that is single and fully managed serverless cloud infrastructure, and also Azure Databricks to offer full integration in the Azure Cloud Platform relating to every service, Azure Portal, Active Directory, Power BI, and there are several other connectors. Now, what has happened is okay. Um, all right, so this is the blog. Let's open this. So yeah, so building a lakehouse on AWS just got easier. So that is one of the subheads, and it says that now you can have pay-as-you-go basis on AWS Marketplace, right from setting up, configuring the billing. There is no need to create a whole new account. So earlier what used to happen was that if you have to work with Databricks on AWS, you have to have a Databricks account and of course the AWS account. Though you can enable the single sign-on, however, you still have to maintain two separate accounts, and of course their billing is also separate. However, now with this change, you will be able to get the unified billing as well as part of your monthly invoice from AWS. Now, what is so different? Okay, so the thing which is I'm trying to predict is actually where this may be heading. In 2017, it was a very deep partnership that was announced. And if you have a look at the architecture of Azure Databricks, what Databricks was basically bringing was its control plane as well as the user experience. And Microsoft Azure was mainly uh, bringing onto the table the ARM for storage account network in order to provision those infrastructure on demand for every new workspace or any new cluster that you create, and ultimately have tighter integrations with the Databricks workspace, the networking, and also the cluster management. So it is what to me it still appears that it's a very deep integration that Azure currently has with Databricks. However, what is interesting to know is how this thing will change in the coming future, right? Um, so another thing which I was thinking as to what may be causing this drift from Databricks, from Azure to diversify with other cloud platforms like AWS, and of course in future GCP as well, is I wanted to bring uh, you know uh, your attention to this. So this is one of the reference architectures given by Databricks or given by Azure. Um, so if you have a look at it, it's an end-to-end architecture which starts off from ingestion, including event hubs, data factory. You have the processing layer and you have the serving layer in the form of Power BI, machine learning, and all. Now what is interesting is have a look at the middle one, which is the process. At the top you see Databricks mainly uh, being used for the medallion approach for bronze, silver, gold, bringing the Spark, ML Flow, and SQL Analytics on board with it, right? And what I'm going to show you is another representation of the architecture again from Microsoft. However, this does not have any mention about Databricks at all. It is totally focused on Synapse. And what appears is that I have been also following some of the recent enhancements being done in the Synapse Spark pools, which actually gives an indication that maybe not in the short run, but certainly in the long run, Azure do want to go or get the control completely rather than depending upon Databricks to bring those functionalities to the platform. So as well, everybody was expecting this thing to happen. However, there's one more thing that I would like to mention is that currently it's pay as you go basis. So it doesn't look like that it has the reserve instances like Azure still provides for Databricks. So it will be interesting to see how this change uh, impacts the relationship between Azure and Databricks, and certainly what all new capabilities does it bring to AWS, and of course other cloud platforms as well. So just want to share what I have been thinking. Do leave your comments, and we can certainly discuss this. It's a pretty interesting space. So thank you. I'll see you in the next video.